Hey, I'm Darshak Sanghavi, a board member here at H4A, and I'm so excited to kick off our Katha, What I'm Reading series. And I'm going to talk to you about it's not one book, but it's a series of works that had a huge impact on me when I was growing up in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, southern part of New Jersey in the early 1970s. Child of first generation Indian immigrants, and a continent away from my extended family, my cousins, and a lot of the culture that my parents are familiar with. And what I want to talk to you about is this series of comic books. This is just 5 of the ones that I recently repurchased, but there's hundreds of these that were made, and it's a series called Amar Chitra Katha. Which are these kinds of lovely retellings of a variety of myths and stories from India. And this series of books, it's hard to explain just how much they meant to me. But I want to give you a little bit of an idea about why I love these so much and why I'd encourage anybody with an interest in Indian American culture or South Asian culture, or just looking to think about how do you connect with culture that's really far away. This is a really accessible way to do that. And one of the things I loved about this was just the way it introduced a pantheon of all kinds of fascinating characters. For those of you that are familiar with it, Indian mythology is vast. I mean, think about the Marvel comic universe has nothing on these. And this one right here was one of my favorites. So one of the mythologies is, you're probably familiar with, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. And so these books, this is about the 10 avatars of Vishnu that periodically were sent down to our world in order to periodically save the world in many ways. Such a wonderful series of stories. And then one of the reasons I particularly relate to that is Krishna. Was actually, I was born on Krishna's birthday. My mother had this sort of tissue paper calendar she kept of, you'd rip off one day each day. I'll show you a picture of it here. And I always wondered who this person was, or this mythological figure. And so my parents got me a copy of Krishna. The story of how he overcame all of these odds in order to take his rightful place and destiny to help the feigned brotherhood of the Pandavas defeat the Kauravas in the majestic war told in the Mahabharata, and also, of course, the Gita, which is the telling of all of this sort of vast set of lyrical poetry that essentially lays out the entire Hindu view of reincarnation and the reasons people do things and what are the justifications for doing good in this world. I also just want to point out there were lots of hilariously entertaining other series of Amar Chitra Katha. And this is the one, this character Birbal, who was the advisor to Emperor Akbar, one of the famous Muslim kings. And this was just hilarious because in many ways, Birbal would just use his wits to survive and sort of advise the king. These were hilarious stories. And in many ways, it's sort of, as somebody who was in a family that was new to a country, didn't have a lot of resources, I really got a lot out of this notion that just using your wits could actually lead to you kind of figuring your way out of impossible situations. And those stories have always stayed with me. So I just love these. I'm so glad I got to share them and talk about them with you all. I hope that you enjoy this series and participate, because several folks will be telling all kinds of stories about the stuff they're reading now. So again, welcome to Katha. I hope you have a chance to, if you can, to enjoy some of these books yourself. Share them with others you know. If you've got children in your life, I think they'd enjoy them as well. Thanks a lot. Talk to y'all soon.